I'd like to welcome to episode 155 of the UnWoke Show, where free speech is welcome, all subjects are on the table, and your boys bring you the latest and greatest for your entertainment, baby. I'm your host, Rich, along with my co-host here. How you doing, Tim?
Great, Rich, man. Glad to be back. UnWoke Nation, great to be speaking to you guys this evening. As always, guys, you know we're on all the major podcasting platforms. Tune in, check us out, tell your friends about us. You can also reach us directly at feedback@unwoketheshow.com. Again, that is feedback@unwoketheshow.com. And guys, we're going to do something a little different kicking off tonight's episode. Tonight's episode is episode 155, cell phone bans in school. But before we get to that, guys, Rich and I want to give a shout out to our listeners in the West.
Woohoo!
Okay. So, like I said, before we dive into the meat of today's episode, I want to take a second, or actually Rich and I want to take a second to acknowledge a massive trend we're seeing in the data. The UnWoke Show, your favorite podcast, is currently sitting at number 37 in Hong Kong with nearly a quarter of our total audience tuning in from there. To our listeners in Hong Kong, we see you. We know why you're here. Whether you're navigating the collapse of press freedom or just tired of the gap between official narratives and what you're seeing with your own eyes, the mission remains the same. This isn't just about American politics. It's about the universal right to independent thought and common sense accountability. Thanks for bringing your perspective to the table. We're glad to have you in the room.
Thank you guys so much. We do this every single week for you guys, and it just makes us so happy to see that we have so many people out there who really care about, the things we're doing, and we care about you guys. And so we appreciate you so much, and just continue to learn, continue to tell more people about our show, and we'll keep bringing the value for you. So thank you very much, Hong Kong.
All right, guys, now we're going to jump right into our first episode of the evening, which again, this is episode 155, cell phone ban in schools. We're told Gen Z is addicted to their phones. I think most kids that were born Gen Z or even today, as soon as they are shot out of the womb, they're given a tablet or a phone.
Congratulations, here's an iPhone.
Yes. They can't focus, that they need constant stimulation just to function. And now something deeply inconvenient has happened.
What's that, Tim?
The generation raised on smartphones is asking for them to be taken away.
What?
Yeah. No parents, no administrators, no politicians chasing headlines. The students. Okay.
Get out of town.
Yeah. According to recent research from Pew and Brookings, a growing number of teens support cell phone bans during class. Okay. Not because they love rules, but because they figured out something the adults didn't want to admit. The algorithm isn't neutral. Okay. It's not entertainment. It's a weaponized distraction machine. Okay. How many of our listeners, us, family members, get sucked into TikTok?
Yeah.
Get sucked into Instagram, get sucked into X, you name it, social media, Facebook.
Yeah.
Okay. Giant time sucks and distractions. Okay. So, and Gen Z knows it because they grew up inside it. This isn't a rebellion against authority. It's a rebellion against noise.
That's an interesting way to put it.
So when my kids were growing up, right, and they're millennials and Gen Zers, I instituted what I would call blackout periods for internet.
Okay.
I went into my router. I configured times when the internet would shut off for their computer. Because what was happening...
Something kind of you set up or...
Yeah, I just went in and set up and configured it. And because my wife and I, we were noticing that the kids were waking up grouchy. I mean, it's one thing, you're getting up at 6-something in the morning to go to school, right? None of us were, at least I wasn't, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed. My mom had to come and push me and nudge me a few times before I finally got up and got moving and got in the shower, right?
I got hit with a lead pipe, but all right.
Yeah. Well, you turned out all right.
Yeah.
You know, you twitch every once in a while, but hey, it happens. Exactly. You know, I chalk that up as, just getting up in the morning, kids getting up in the morning, right? Mm-hmm. But what my wife and I were noticing was a change in attitude.
Oh, wow.
And you could see it on their faces, the heavy bags in their eyes. They weren't sleeping because phones were going off constantly.
Or even the blue light,
Yeah.
We've been warned so much about how, so UnWoke Nation, I know we're hearing a lot of stuff where they're talking about, the best time where to be able to get some proper sleep, especially for so you guys out there who are suffering from insomnia, where so is that if you can get about an hour and a half before you go to sleep and get off the phones, where so that blue light actually doesn't affect you as much, and you're able to get some more restful sleep.
Well, and it's not just your phone, right? Your tablet, your television.
Tell them, Tim. You're right.
If detox wasn't popular back then, I could see, a technology detox becoming popular, right? We're talking about it right now with Gen Z. I love it when I'm not on my phone.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, just kind of relax a little bit, or, I probably say with me and my phone, it's like, I might check some stuff, or, might see some different stories or like that, or so. But sometimes, man, it's just, I personally use my phone. So, like something I like to go for, a couple mile runs, stuff like that, just put in my phone and maybe listen to, try to use it productive and all. But Tim, it's like, I think there's a lot of what you're saying, because you're saying that kids are now seeing it as kind of a distraction. And actually we did some research earlier. We're showing the American Psychological Association, and also just dealing with U.S. teens. And it actually says on average, U.S. teens spend nearly 5 hours daily on social media, with TikTok and Instagram, as you had mentioned.
Snapchat.
Snapchat. But TikTok and Instagram being the most popular platforms. And in fact, where they said the teens in the survey said that 37% of them report spending about 5 hours a day, while 14 spend about 4 to less than 5 hours a day. Now, they actually broke it down. And then again, guys, we'll be able to search this yourself in the American Psychological Association. Even broken down into gender, it says 4.8 hours a day is the average spent on social media platforms. But girls spending time on TikTok, while boys actually spend time on YouTube. So you can imagine them being in classes and stuff like that, and they're, watching this and not really paying attention to what's going on or so. And I'm sure, Tim, you probably did some research where there's been a video that's been going around. It's pretty viral now, and it shows like this kind of table or something like that. And the kids are walking up to it, and I guess each child in the school is given this little pouch. And I think what they do is they put their phone inside this pouch. And then they go to this little thing. And I don't know if it's like a magnet or something like that. But basically what it does is that it locks and unlocks the pouch where that keeps their phone in it. So I guess when they're done, where the kids are all lined up and they can go able to get their phones and stuff like that. Or so that maybe that's the question, Tim. Do you think we start seeing that a little bit more if the children are starting to see that that's a problem?
I don't disagree with it. I can definitely say that across the country, schools are implementing phone restrictions, and something strange is happening.
Yeah, I believe it.
Focus improves. There's a shocker. Anxiety drops. You got to be kidding me. Kids talk to each other again. What?
Dad, what do I say? Hello?
Yeah. Teachers describe classrooms that feel human. Boring, sometimes, quiet, productive, okay? And that might be the most radical thing of all.
Yeah.
Okay? Because while adults spent a decade arguing about screen time, that's true, Silicon Valley profits and personal freedom, teenagers quietly reached the conclusion that constant connectivity is a bad deal.
See, and again, just like how we started the show, I find it so interesting that kids, what would you say, man, as young as almost like 6 years old, where they have some type of iPad or something like that, it's just become such a norm in their lives where that something happened that they finally sit there and say, this is truly a problem. And now we, the ones who basically could say the consumers of the most, are now saying, hey, we need to have a little bit of control here. That's fascinating.
So this episode isn't about banning phones, all right? Let's be clear about that.
Absolutely.
It's about attention. It's about who controls it and why the generation, everyone underestimated, me included, I will put myself right out there, may be the first one willing to give something up to get their lives back. If that makes you uncomfortable, good. It should. Okay? I mean, kids for the longest time have been bombarded, right? We've done stories in the past where kids didn't know the difference between their online life, okay, and their real life, right? We did stories about, I think it's actually back in season 1, about teenage suicide.
Yeah.
And bullying online because kids couldn't figure out, again, the difference between the online life and their real life. In fact, there was a story on Netflix about a mom who was bullying.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
If my memory serves me correctly, the mom was bullying their friend's daughter.
That's sad, man.
Because the mom had caught feelings for their friend's daughter's boyfriend.
Unbelievable. The friend's daughter's boyfriend. First we're hearing about teachers, and now we're talking about parents.
Well, how many stories have we done about teachers hooking up with students?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think I saw one statistic, especially getting towards the end of the year. I mean, there were probably at least 30-something different cases across the United States of some type of situation that went on that. I think there was one just 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
I think we heard a word that she was sent to jail for. So, yeah, it's amazing, man.
And so what's happening in schools as well is books have been replaced. Have you noticed that? Or have you heard about that?
Yeah. So I have a friend where she's got 2 kids who are in high school, and it sounds like, it's so common for them to get all their homework onto their laptop or
iPad. iPads, Chromebooks.
Exactly. It's like, how light are their book bags? I mean, what we carry, like 60 pounds?
Oh my God.
Algebra book, science book, math, and they're like that. Or
history, social studies, the whole thing.
We should have all became Hunchback in Notre Dame, man.
Yeah. And we got points for putting book protectors on them.
Yeah. Yeah. So what we used to do, take the brown paper bags.
The brown paper bag. Yeah.
Do that. Yep.
And we got points for doing that, right?
Showed our age, but that's what we did.
So somewhere along the way, we convinced ourselves this was normal. I think that's accurate. That 12 notifications during a single class period was fine. Again, I think parents were losing the war with taking away phones or limiting screen time, right? And kids didn't know how to deal with it. That teenagers staring at rectangles instead of each other was progress. How many times did we talk about kids can't put down the remote control or put down the game controller to go outside and fall off a bike, talk to other people. The constant stimulation was the price of modern life.
Yeah.
Okay. But here's the part no one likes to talk about. The people most affected by this experiment didn't need another study to tell them it was broken. Okay. Students lived it. Kids lived it every day, every class, every anxious scroll pretending to be connection. Right? There was a 60-minute story about a former Google employee who was saying that Google scheduled responses or the way the algorithm worked to at certain periods, certain times, people would get notifications, and all of a sudden that was driving more engagement on their phones. And so they were hanging out longer because, more clicks, more revenue, more money. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
When students say they want phones out of classrooms, they're not asking to go backward. They're asking for a fighting chance to think without interruption.
Right. And I get that. And the thing is that, we really need, kids to truly be able to think about the things that are going around them, be able to come up with their own conclusions and doing those different things. And, Tim, I was kind of wondering as well, we think about how it's affecting kids, right now in the schools. But another question where that we need to figure out where so that is actually, it's not just on the schools, but it's also about affecting them in the long term. And I know according to what we had, so it was a UCLA study that actually says nearly 3 in 5 young adults reported experiencing a lack of, quote, meaning and purpose in the last month from this study.
Yeah.
It says this lack of purpose is correlated with several mental health challenges, including anxiety and depression. So when we're taking that study from UCLA, and you kind of wonder with all these things that are happening like that, their lack of communication, where so, we did an episode a couple months back or so about how there's an increasing amount of use of avatars. That now some of these avatars and AI avatars where so
AI girlfriends.
Yes, that was it. That was the episode we did. Definitely check that out, guys. UnWoke Nation. It's like, about these AI girlfriends, because, it coincides with a lot of what you just got done saying. People are not talking to themselves. They're talking to each other face to face. And also we're getting to the point where it's like, they feel their only friends are the ones that they get through these avatars or the video games or different things like that. And you can see it's like, if that's the case, and that tends to be the word, you can understand why UCLA is talking about anxiety and depression. And so in addition to that, we also found as Harvard University actually said it's important that educators and administrators actually understand how to have interventions to stop the situation they have of understand. It's like, okay, I'm here in school, but really what's my purpose? What am I supposed to do? And is the amount of phone usage playing a lot in that they just don't know what they want to do with their lives?
And what's interesting about all of this, it's not a rebellion in the traditional sense.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It's self-preservation.
Yeah.
For the first time, we're hearing Gen Z taking a self-preservation approach.
Mm-hmm.
And out of that approach, it forces an uncomfortable question on the rest of us.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If teenagers can recognize that unlimited access is corrosive, why couldn't the adults who designed, sold, and normalized it? You want to know why?
Why?
Revenue, dollars.
Yep.
If you were going to if there was a game about every person in the world, or if there was an avatar of every human being in the world, and you're a tablet maker, i.e. a Samsung, an Apple, a Microsoft, a Amazon Fire, and any of those derivatives, right?
Mm-hmm.
Every avatar to the business is a dollar sign.
Yes.
We're all walking around, hanging out, walking, doing whatever, running.
Mm-hmm.
And there's just a little dollar sign above our heads.
And it's billions of dollars.
Yeah.
Billions, every unit, every download, everything like that is just, like you said, that's exactly what it is. And that's amazing.
Yeah. So maybe the story isn't about discipline or education policy at all. Right? Maybe it's about a generation that understands something painfully simple. What constantly competes for your attention eventually owns you.
That's right.
Let that sink in for a minute, right? I'm going to read that again. What constantly competes for your attention eventually owns you.
That's right. It's what you focus on.
How many people have had a freak out movement? Oh, where's my phone?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, you know what? What was the video we saw? I think it was on Twitter a couple months ago where a mom took away her son's phone and he trashed her entire house.
And the TV and everything. Full on meltdown.
Yeah. Broke the countertops, did all that work because he took his phone away. Talk about that as ma'am, that is a very big issue that probably should have been solved a long time ago with enough discipline to sit there and say, like, no.
Child psychology.
Exactly. It's like, should have been, like you said, you were doing with your family. It's like, hey, you know what? cutting this off right now, spending time with family, being able to talk, like that. I think family members and parents who are like yourself, especially during COVID, because obviously COVID was really, really bad.
Yeah, that was bad for a lot of people.
So I think that's what has led up to the last 5 years of dealing with the lack of communication. Because
for sure.
I mean, literally, man, I had a parent sit there and say, it's like, her child was going back to school finally after like that. And the child literally was asking her, so what do I say to everybody? She's like, just talk to them. It's like, which is like the nuttiest thing. Because remember, they spent 2 years for a good portion of them doing all their classes online. And this is all they know. It's like that, which is unfortunate, so, but man, it's like we're missing out some serious communication skills.
I mean, I don't know about you, Rich, and our listeners. How many of you do the pat down as you're leaving?
What do you mean? Oh, for your phone? Yep.
Well, you're patting down keys for guys. Let me back this up. For all the men out there who do the pat down, it used to be wallet and keys.
Yep.
Okay. Now it's wallet, keys, phone.
Right.
Maybe a backpack that you're carrying that you've got some stuff in. How about headphones?
Yeah. You got your earbuds in.
Yeah. You got your AirPods, you got your earbuds in, you got right? The days of just going, keys, wallet, okay, I think I'm good to go, right? Completely different now.
Yep.
And how many of us are saying, oh shit, I left my phone at home?
I did that this morning.
And you're halfway out the neighborhood.
I was halfway trying to get to my first appointment or like that. And it dawned on me to like, I got halfway there and I'm like, crap, my phone is sitting on the counter right this second. What am I going to do? I'm losing my mind. So
did you do a turnaround or did you go to your appointment?
No, man, I had to go to my appointment or like that ain't the end all be all. It's like, hey, you know what? Got to go ahead, do your appointment, work at that and head on back home where like that. It's like, I'm not going to die.
Yeah. I can't count the number of times I have left the house and I go, oh shit, I think I left my phone. Do the pat down in the car while I'm driving.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Everybody's done that.
So you get the driver's seat, like, first thing, right pocket. Yep, there it is. Okay, good. We got it.
Get halfway out of the neighborhood. I left my phone. All right, I'm going without it.
Yeah,
it's crazy to think about that, but that's what's happening.
Yeah, so, also you have the wife, the wife or the girlfriend and stuff like that. She's used to having a phone, like maybe she calls you in the morning like that and also, answer up, she panics. True story. That stuff happens. True story like that. I had a girl sitting I was dating and sat there. My phone was not working well and I had a long day of appointments. And so for like 5-6 hours until I could actually go to the store like that, I had like all these messages, for like that. Oh my God, I thought there was something. I had to call him back. It's like, calm down. I was like, I'm sorry, I thought there was something happened. The girl's crying and everything like that. And it's like, appreciate the care, but it's kind of like, that's how bad it is. Like where you go like, dude, it's like you forget your phone and everybody thinks like you're gone. Right. It's like, unbelievable.
So here's what makes this moment different. Okay. Gen Z isn't demanding more freedom. Okay. They're demanding better boundaries. Okay. That runs completely against the modern script. We're supposed to believe freedom means unlimited access, infinite choice, and nonstop connection. But what if freedom actually means the ability to focus, to be present, to sit in silence without panicking? When's the last time you sat in silence and it was fantastic?
Gosh. Yeah, just, being able just to sit on the couch after a long day, Friday night or something like that, and just didn't want to be around TV, didn't want to be around the phones, obviously the topic at hand, and just enjoyed the silence. I'd probably say on Friday. What about you, man?
Oh, dude, it's any chance I get where it's just me and the dog in the house, or if I'm working from home and it's just me and the dog in the house and it's pure silence, it's fantastic.
I believe it.
Phones didn't ruin a generation. Adults refusing to set limits did.
Amen, man. I'll give you that.
And now the kids are cleaning up the mess. Okay. This isn't a moral panic. It's a correction. A generation raised inside the algorithm has decided it doesn't want to live there anymore. No protest signs, no hashtags, just a quiet refusal to keep trading attention for dopamine. That should make parents reflect. It should make schools rethink, and it should make tech companies deeply nervous. That's true.
Okay.
Right? Go back to my dollar sign. We're all walking around in a video game as dollar.
See that dollar sign bubble pop.
Yep.
Good
There
point.
go the revenues. Because when the most connected generation in history starts choosing disconnection on purpose, that's not a phase, that's a warning. And if we're smart, we'll listen to the kids for once.
Yeah.
UnWoke Nation, we're going to leave it right there, guys. If you enjoyed this episode, you can reach us directly at feedback@unwoketheshow.com. Again, that is feedback@unwoketheshow.com. Rich, a pleasure as always, man. And remember, guys, stay unwoke.
Take care, guys.